So self-restraint develops willpower. Now, what does self-restraint means? Self-restraint means the situation that last time you remember we have talked so many thoughts we get. Now this is 10,000 random thoughts per day. We talked about 6,000 last time, right? But these are 10,000 random thoughts that we are talking about, and that is 7 minutes per 7 per minute. So if you see our tendency of things, we are usually doing one thing, and there is a term called attention span. Something else pops up and we move to that, and then something else pops up, we move to that. If you wanted to focus on one thing, we have to just restrain of jumping to other, nothing else. And there are a lot of tricks people do, right? People switch off their cell phones, people block their emails, people tell to people don't disturb me, they put their status as do not disturb, 100 other things they do. But the aim of all those things is to not create an environment of disturbance. And the moment you do not create an environment of disturbance, you can focus. Is that true? But not really. Because if you don't jump, somebody else will not disturb, then your mind will keep jumping. So the restrainment of your mind will actually, you have to understand that how to internally restrain. Of course, external things also work. There is no way external doesn't work. Till few years back, I used to put my phone near my pillow in the night because I want an alarm to wake me up. But then slowly I realized there are messages also that's coming up. So I thought, okay, let me switch off the voice levels. I switched off. Then automatically screen will pop up in the night because some message came. Then screen will be bright. So I put it down upside down. Something or the other keep happening. Then I thought, can I keep it outside? So I kept it outside a dining table. And then I thought, I'm not able to wake up. So I took a simple alarm clock and I put an alarm clock. And you wouldn't believe I was having a much better sleep, because later I realized there is a lot of radiation which happens with this. And that radiation actually restricts your brain waves also a lot. And people keep it near the pillow only at this sleep. Now, when my alarm goes bad, I put a full-size alarm in the hall. The only bad thing is everybody wakes up at that time, including me, but then I can manage that. So the point is how do you self-restrain? And the moment you do a self-restraint, the good willpower comes to us, right? So we have discussed this last time. So what is our mind? Is it a friend or enemy? We discussed last time, right? If we can control this in a right way, it is a friend. Otherwise, it's an enemy. And there is a shlok in Bhagavad Gita which is Indriyani parani ahur indriyebhya param manaha. So the five senses that we have, the working senses are, it says the working senses that we have, they are superior to dull matter. And the mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is higher than the mind. And soul is even higher than the intelligence. So it tells the hierarchy. Who is at which level? The lowest is our senses. Then this body. Then our mind. Then our intelligence. Then our soul. So who is the most better person? Soul. Right? So this is an hierarchy by which we understand the thing. So until we strengthen our intelligence, we will not be able to tell mind what to do. Until we tell our mind what to do, we will not be able to manage other things. So we have to start with the senses itself. The more we control the things or put them into the right direction, probably the right kind of inputs can move. Now, there are two things that usually happens with, and I have personally experienced this. One is controlling, second is diverting. And what is the difference between controlling and diverting? Controlling can bounce back. Diverting will help you. Example, let's say you have a kid and you tell your kid, I give just this last time also, do not see TV. What should I do? Do anything but do not see TV. Then the same child who want to do anything, he will do just anything. He will just take water and pour in the plants or do something good, thinking mama will be happy or papa will be happy. But you will say, Papa, you made a lot of mud on the ground. Now clean this. And you don't want to clean. So the moment you are saying don't do this, you are trying to control. But when you say you don't do this, but do this, you are diverting. So you are channelizing the energy from one place to another. But if you're trying to control, you are trying to restrict the energy. But energy will flow because he also have a mind. So the idea is something like even in our professional work also. When we tell somebody, our colleague or our directs or our employee or somebody, don't do this, he will always think, I think I'm doing something wrong. Why am I getting told to not to do this? But when you say don't do this, do this, or don't do this way, do it this way. You're not only telling them what you should not do, but you're also telling them what you should do. So you're guiding them. Similarly, we have to tell our mind, do not do this, but do this. So rather than controlling, you are channelizing the energy, diverting the attention. That is more important. So similar way, we have to train our mind that, okay, don't do this, but do this. But don't tell only don't do this. We have to tell, we have to divert the energy also. Until we are ready for a divergence plan, do not try to even control them like that, because it will bounce back in after some time. Suppose you say, okay, I will not eat this sweet, I will not eat. After 10 days, you think, 10 days, lot of things. Today I will eat 2 sweets. Now, if you have diabetic, you have to control 10 days, but 11th day, everything is gone because it bounced back on you. You have a lot of things in mind. But let's say on the first day itself, you think, okay, it is to be eaten. Is there a way I can eat? Can I doctor permission? Is there any other way? Maybe sugar free I can mix and eat, or maybe I can offer it to God and make it sattvic and I can eat, or I can take natural sugar like fruits, which will satisfy me also. I have taken sugar as well as it will not damage my health also. So you are doing the same thing but in a different way, so that rather than controlling, you are diverting. So that's what I want to tell. And until you control the mind, there is no question of success or elevation in anything you are doing, whether it's material, spiritual, or anything that you wanted to achieve, right? So our yoga system is meant to control the mind in such a way that helps us. Like in the last time, if you remember, if you're going somewhere and you have a driver and you tell a driver to go to temple, or you tell a driver to go to a right place, he will take you. If you tell a driver to go to cinema hall or a liquor shop, he will go to that place, right? So you are telling driver. Now, is driver be blamed for going anywhere? Not really, because you are the owner, right? But if your driver does not listen to you, you say go there and he goes somewhere else, then there is a problem. So driver is the one whom I have to control, which is the mind in this case. So intelligence is the one who has to tell driver where to go, where not to go. So that way we can think about these things. Now, so since we are talking about self-management, let me bring you back here. And we have all heard about this thing, work-life balance. So can you guys tell me what is the meaning of work-life balance? What you think about work-life balance? Personal life, personal relationships. Okay. Anybody else? Multitasking. Okay. So if somebody is a housewife and he or she is doing multitasking, work-life balance is fine. Anybody else?
Professional and personal life.
Professional and personal life. Okay. Okay. Somebody who does not have a professional life, will there be any work-life balance in him or her?
Satisfying oneself with God is in.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All of them are correct, but
parents are very serious in housewife. So she's also doing the entire whatever the household works and all. So she should be not at the base para, but it's like I mean to the satisfaction. This is fun.
okay. So that okay, fair enough. So
Yes.
And comes the alliance.
We executed the work is like I become more I'm admitted, so that means I'm working in office in the corporate life. That is what my consider as work. This is not the way. We consider work, I mean absolutely that way, but it is outside. Even in the field also, he's also doing this work, as per these parameters. So
yeah. So most of the time, work-life balance, people understand it is for those people who are working.
yes.
Right? Who are working in an office to earn money, right? And that's why my work life and my personal life. Now, what is your personal life? You're staying at home, that's your personal life, right? Now, for the people who are not earning money, don't they have work-life balance? They also have a work life. Now, so what is the meaning of work here?
It is both the same activity. We have to consider the same way, but we don't consider it work life
First of all, what is life? Continuously work. And if you manage the work, work life is managed, right? So the Vedic wisdom tells us a different way to look at it. We keep telling these things in corporate understanding, that work-life balance, work-life. In the company, what is work-life balance? If your manager says, Baba, you come 9 o'clock, you have worked very hard, please go by 5:30 p.m., please go home. You feel very happy. Oh, I have a good work-life balance. Because my manager is not asking me to log in after I go home, and he's allowing me to go by 5:30 or 6 maximum. I have a good work-life balance. But what happens in those 9 hours in the office? If it is very much stressous, is he having work-life balance? No. So people have translated their own meaning, their own scale of work-life balance. If I work this much and I'm not logging in the night, I have a good work-life balance. If I'm working from home and people are not asking me to come to office because in Corona everybody is allowed to work from home, I have a good work-life balance. That is not work-life balance. Work-life balance is much beyond that. Now, what is work-life balance? So in the old times, when people were hired in the companies, they used to see, do you have a physical strength or not? That is your first level physical PQ, right? So that was a physical question. Okay, you are healthy, you're good, and everything is fine. You will be taken and job will be given. Then people started thinking, okay, only body things is not good. I think people should have some brain also, because now everybody, हम बोलते हैं ना, बच्चों को पढ़ना चाहिए. From our generations and our father's generation, our parents keep telling, पढ़ो पढ़ो नहीं तो कुछ नहीं होगा. So they thought intelligence is more required. If you are intelligent, then it is more better. In 8 hours, you can earn lakh rupees. Somebody can earn only 1,000 rupees. So intelligence is more. So people started thinking, and companies started giving an importance to intelligence IQ. Then they thought intelligence is not enough. People come to their company, they're quite intelligent, but if they're not able to meet and work with other people, with their team, probably they will not succeed and company will not succeed. So they started telling you should have an emotional EQ also. Emotional quotient also. You should be social also. You should be meeting people. You should be working with teams. You should be cooperating with each other. You should be collaborating with other people. And social EQ came. Now, even this is not very much helpful in many places, and people saying, do you have a spiritual SQ? And the people in the companies who has all these 4 things at that, those are the 2% people who are running the company in the leadership role. So we need all these 4. And those who have all these 4 are actually really managing their work-life balance. Rest all are following whatever company making a policy. Or if somebody is a housewife, she is following it at some level, whatever his family is allowing him or her to, not beyond it. But if somebody is thinking about all these 4 things, probably that is something which is needed. So we will go slowly and deeper into it, that how do we make that? Because for self-management, this is a good pillar, because until we stand on it, we are not managing self. So there is a 4-lane, there is a 4-lane road to do these things, right? Now the first thing is spiritual, intellectual, mental, and physical. So in the first session, if you remember, stress comes because we wanted to control and everything, right? To some level or beyond our level, that what we can do. So physical, we will talk about these things one by one, physical, mental, and all. So if you take care of these dimensions, things will be, we will be having good thing. Now, the heart of self-management to actually, regulate one's activity, to gain control on 2 things. What is that? Our mind and sense, as we discussed last time in habits also, right? And heart of self-management is work-life balance, one's activity by controlling these 2 things, which Bhagavad Gita tells us. So what is the common theme is coming up? Regulation. And regulation in what? That we will discuss. So regulation in, regulation and 3 things. So I will quote a shlok, which is this one. And, you can recite with me if you like. Yukta ahar viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmashu yukta sapna avobodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhada. There is a word called yukta. This is from Bhagavad Gita 6.17. There is a word called yukta. Yukta means regulated, right? Yukta means regulated. So yukta ahar viharasya. Ahar means food. So yukta ahar means whoever's is regulated in these things. He who is regulated in the habit of eating, ahar, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all pains of by practicing the yoga system. That is what is told us. So yukta is coming so many times. Yukta ahar viharasya, again yukta chestasya karmashu, again yukta swapna avabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhada. So this specific slok itself from our Vedic scriptures is telling us that if you are controlling these things, many things can be controlled. So we'll talk those four things. What was those? PQ, IQ, EQ, and SQ. Because we want, the topic is self-management, right? So we will see that how through Vedic wisdom we can control those things. So let's talk first thing first, which is our physical PQ, right? Now, when you talk about PQ, there are three things that are there. Three major components to stay healthy. The first is diet, relaxation, and exercise and relaxation, right? If you if we do not take care of our body, a lot of negative stress comes, and we are usually pained at multiple things, right? So that is something we need to take care. So let's talk one by one. So what does diet means? Diet means is that we say eat sattvic food. Now in Bhagavad Gita, there's another slok that says Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya, Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya, Sukha Priti Vivardhana, Rasya Snidra Istra Hridaya Ahara Sattvika Priya. So it is told that the food, if you take the sattvic food, it does many things. The first thing is Ayu, it increases the duration of your life. Sattva, it have the existence. Bala, which is your strength. Arogya, which is your health. And Sukha, it happiness. All these five things, and satisfaction. So it increases all these things when you actually eat sattvic food. And I repeat, it increases the duration of life. It purifies one's existence. It gives strength. It gives health. It gives happiness and satisfaction. And these are there. Now people eat these days fast food. Fast food is slow to digestion. Though the name is the fast, but it's actually very slow. And it damages the body. So if you eat sattvic food, this is what is helping us, right? And how much to eat? Because we keep saying, no, Vedic wisdom tells everything. So Vedic wisdom also tells how much to eat. How much to eat? Eat proper quantity. Do not overeat. Fill a stomach with 50% food, 25% water, and 25% leave for air. But people eat like till here, and then vomit happens also sometimes. Or we are having a lot of gaseous issues and everything also, because we do not leave enough space even for water, even for air also sometimes, right? Can you make all this fist like this? Whatever your fist size is there, na, that is the size of a body part that contains your food in the stomach. Only this much. And we eat how much? We know. This is the only size. If you go in the morning to toilet, you can notice it doesn't come out beyond this, usually. I'm not saying you to measure that thing, but I'm just telling you to think about it. How much do we need to eat? And that eating is 50% of what we eat today, probably. And if you think that we need to eat more, you can always eat and grow. But I'm telling you how we can stay healthy in that sense. Because our three things we are discussing. One is diet, second is exercise, and third is relaxation. So diet is clear, what we should eat and how much we should eat. And I'm talking about managing the self. You have to manage the self, which is self-management thing, right? Second thing, exercising. Now you tell me, why do we exercise? Because we know the exercise is important. We have to stay fit. And if you want to remember God, or you want to do our office work, or you want to manage our kids, you want to manage anything, you want to have good healthy shape. Why do we exercise? To show the biceps to someone, to show the beauty of things to someone. Why do we do this? To activate our body, right? We should be fresh all the time. We should be productive all the time. Our brain should keep functioning, right? That is what they are. But you tell me, you have seen many bodybuilders, and it's on TV, maybe, right? Bodybuilders, they always keep fit themselves. But most of the bodybuilders die very early in the age. 50s, 60s, they die. Most of them. Why so? You know exercise is good. You confirmed it. I agree to it. On this floor, there is a gym also, right? And we all aspire to go. We keep promising New Year pe karenge. Once this project completes, I will start going to gym or I will start going to swimming. And we keep make promises to ourselves. If our family member taunts us, New Year has passed, then we don't tell them, but still in the mind, we keep making those promises to ourselves that we will exercise, right? But these bodybuilders who are having good body, keep exercising throughout the life. Why do they die early? Anything in excess is harmful. So the question comes then, what is not excess? Right? So we exercise for three things that we should always remember. The first is a strength. Second is endurance. And third is called flexibility. Now, when you talk about the first thing, the strength that the body needs to support the structure and the skeleton we have, the two things that are enough is having some physical activity, maybe the push-ups and maybe the push-up or sit-ups is more than enough. If you do that much, I think that's more than enough. In the olden times, when people used to be farmers, they used to do this throughout the day. In the home, the housewife keeps doing whatever activity they do in the home, and they were happy because these things were part of their lifestyle. But now we are sitting in the offices full day or sitting in front of the TV in the sofa full day and just playing with the remote and everything. We are not doing those, paying attention to making a strength. So if you have something for a strength, even that is enough. Second comes the endurance. Endurance is your ability, your internal stamina of your body to breathe, which comes through pranayams. If you take enough air in the body, see, when you take the air in the body, it gives you a lot of oxygen. And when you take the oxygen, I don't know if you remember, but we have talked about it, 20% of the oxygen that you take in your body is consumed by brain. And it doesn't discriminate how much you are taking. If you take 1 unit, it will take 0.20% of it. If you take 2 units, it will take 20% of it. If you take more and more, it will take more and more. And the more and more good oxygen goes to brain, the brain will be activated. Now, this activation you use in a good or bad thing, that's up to you, but it takes, that's a fact. So the breathing exercises help you to take the right air inside, and that vayu that you take inside, it helps you to extract more oxygen for brain, and brain helps, and mind is also part of that, right? So that is endurance. So endurance comes from pranayama. And what is flexibility? The flexibility comes from yogasanas. When you go to gym and do a lot of exercise, right? If you're doing for a reason, medical reason, that's a different thing, because many people go for a reason also. Sometimes I go with my leg pains because I have some things on my leg. But in general, the yogasanas are enough for you to make a good flexibility in your body. So these three things. What is these three things? Strength, endurance, and flexibility. It removes the body toxin. It regularizes your adrenaline also, right? So all these things happens. Then the third thing. So these are the things that you always need to remember. It removes toxins. You become fresh. It gives positive signals. You have emotional strength, and all these survival instincts are there, right? So the first part we have seen food. Second part we have seen physical quotient. Okay, and third part is what? Relaxation. So what does the relaxation mean? Sleeping is relaxation, right? Okay. Sometimes we come from office and we think we want to relax, so we make a TV on also. That's also relaxation, right? You want to see something, right? Or something else, maybe on internet also we do. Relaxation is not related to only sleeping, but Vedic scriptures see it differently. People these days do a lot of things. You have keep mind calm. That's relaxation. Good. So let's concentrate on sleep for now, because we have talked about sleep. So how much sleep we should have? 8 hours. Okay. 7 to 8 hours. 6 hours. Okay. Anybody else? It is about quality also. Okay. What time you are sleeping, what quality you have slept. Okay, nice. Yes. If I sleep 1 hour, then I wake up 1 hour. If I sleep again 1 hour, again wake up. I can make 10 hours, but it will not be a good sleep. A continuous deep sleep is also necessary. Okay. So sleep is one thing. Okay, nice. So let's see what Vedic scripture says. Vedic scripture says like this, that we need 6 to 2 hours of sleep. That is enough. But what time? That is 9 to 12 by, as per Vedic scriptures, is considered not 3 hours sleep, because by mathematics it is 3 hours, but usually it is 6 hours. Then 12 to 3 hours, and then 3 to 6 is 1.5 hours. So early to bed and early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. And this is what we have been seeing from childhood, right? But we don't follow this much. Now, after 3 p.m., what happens is we have something called susupti state, and we comes to, swapnavastha. So susupti to swapnavastha we come. That's why 3 to 6 is not a good sleep. Even if you're sleeping 3 hours by clock, you are actually sleeping only 1.5 hours. Now, question comes: what about kids? Right? So it depends. Like if it is an infant, it sleeps 20 hours also. Full days and nights he will keep sleeping. So the moment the age grows, the sleeping patterns also come. And the moment you are able to control your or regulate your brain, even it goes beyond this. It can go even beyond lesser than 7 hours or maybe even lesser than 6 hours for some people who have tried to get success into that part. So you can, but I'm not saying you can control the sleep. I'm telling you that how does it work. So why do we wake up? And when do we wake up? When the sun comes. And then we know it is a daytime. So sunrise comes. So sun is a very important factor in everybody's life, at least on this earth we have seen. If sunrise does not happen, we will also not know when to wake up until we see our clocks, right? So sun is a major factor in doing many things. Now sun gives us our Surya, sun gives us two types of things. One is called Abha and second is called Prabha. As per Vedic scriptures, it gives us two things. Now, what is Abha? Abha is called mental peace. If it is a rainy season for continuous 10 days and you have not seen a sunlight, and 11th day, the moment you see the sunlight, what happens? You feel very good because the moisture goes out, you feel fresh. All the unnecessary insects, worms get away from your place, and you feel really fresh about it, right? So, and in many countries, especially in the US and UK, many countries, wherever there's no sunlight, people take the pills of vitamin D separately. And people are usually in depressed conditions. So sunlight is very, very, very important. You should always remember. Okay, so sun gives us two things. One is Abha, second is Prabha. Now, Abha is called peace. Prabha is called prosperity. And the people who wake up at the right time before sunrise, they get both Abha and Prabha. But the people who wake up post sunshine, they get only Prabha, prosperity. That's why you see many people, they have a lot of prosperity, but they have a lot of stress also. They're not peaceful because they are only getting one thing. They wake up 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They are waking after sunshine, and they are having prosperity, they are having Prabha, but they are not having Abha. So to get Abha, you have to wake up a bit earlier. So that's also part of a good habit, connecting to the previous session. That is peace, right? So it's like this. Let's say you work in an office and your boss says one day, I will come to your home. So what do? Clean up all the home, make the home ready. And do you think, okay, he will come 5 o'clock and let me sleep till 4:30 and I'll see. And then 5:30, all of a sudden you say, please come. Oh, you have come, please come. Do you welcome like this? No, we don't welcome like this because he has the authority. He is giving us something and we don't welcome him, that person, that way. Now the sun is giving us so many things. Do you think should we welcome like it has come out and then we are welcoming? Tell me what is next. Not like this, right? We can't do like this. So we have to welcome sun before sunrise. So waking up early is always, good because it is our maintainer. So we should welcome our maintainer in a much better way than we are doing today if you are not doing it. So then only you get both Abha and your Prabha, right? So that's about it. But this is what happens today. Relaxation does not mean watching TV. It doesn't mean you observe the characters of the serial. You know what happens when you see some serial, na? And I'm not saying serial only on television. On an average today, a software engineer, he or she spends 30 hours per week seeing television serials, or not on television, but on mobile, or not on mobile, seeing Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. This is average minimum. This is average I'm telling about. Now think about it. If this relaxation goes into proper relaxation, how much we can do, right? And when you see TV now or serial or anything on the internet, we are exhibiting and accepting and observing their emotions into our life. अभी पहले ही प्रॉब्लम कम है क्या? If somebody is happy, we feel happy about it. Somebody is having tension in that Saas Bahu serial, we feel pressure about it. If somebody in a situation, we speculate what will happen next. So those emotions are automatically coming into our brain and take up our energy, which we could have channelized for our some better producing work. So that's why we should avoid all those kind of things. Now people can argue, oh, I have a lot of educational things. News is coming. Even in news, the same thing comes. Same thing comes in the news also. It is not anything beyond that. Either it will be a tension, or it will be something good or bad or happening here and there, or some unnecessary bad news is coming, and you will thinking. And what we think, we have 10 minutes. Let's see TV, what's happening in the world. Nothing productive is happening in the world. If something has to be productive, you have to do self-management first, which is start with self. So that is what we need to remember, right? So this is something which we need to remember always. So that's about relaxation. What is relaxation and what is not relaxation? So I have crossed 12:15 now. I'll take 10 more minutes. I think everybody's okay with that, right? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Next is our lifestyle management. So we talk about it, and let me move to some other part, and we'll come to this again. Yeah. So relaxation is basically reading mind elevating wisdom literature, like maybe Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. All these things will help you to slowly, elevate your consciousness to the next level, right? Eat sattvic food. You can have occasional fasting also, which can help your machine to, clarify. When I was buying an oven, first time in life, 10 years back, this guy, salesperson told me, sir, this has a very good feature. I told, what is that very good feature? It can clean itself. I said, how? He said, sir, you do just one thing, just put a bowl there, put boiling water there, and put some lemon into this, and start with this setting of heat. And then I said, what will happen? Then it will start vapors, and vapors will go on all sides of it, and it will clean itself. I was so happy. Awesome feature. And I kept telling my wife till home, this is an awesome feature. This is an awesome feature. Why? I will not have to remember to clean it. And you will also not have to remember to clean it. So we came home. And then next day I was thinking, our body is also like that. It's a self-healing thing. It automatically heals itself. Until we are not giving something wrong to it, it heals itself. So at least sometime occasionally, you can survive on fruits. You can give a relaxation to body because it's internally a machine. And when you do not give something to machine for some time, it starts cleaning itself also. That self-cleaning internally also happens. So probably you can, you can have occasional fasting. You can meet people who are saintly people or who have good association and all those things we discussed last time, right? So the first duty of a university is to teach wisdom, not trade, character, not technology. That is what Winston Churchill told. So we have to, so intellectual education influences your head, and value-based education influences your heart. Intellectual education, professional education is what something we have been always doing it now. When in 98 I was doing my graduation, everybody was asking me, this is fine, but what is your professional education? I was like, what is professional education means? Which will give you profession. Okay, so I don't know what is profession, what profession I should take. So I was confused at that time, 1998, that what is meaning of a profession. Today, professional education is something where if you take that course, company comes into the 4th year or 3rd year, they give you placement and you get a job. That is the meaning of professional education. If it doesn't give you, then it is not a professional education. And people have started saying now, engineering, if you're doing engineering degree, it is not guaranteed to have a job. So now, is it still a professional degree or not? Because the meaning of profession is only to get job, which will give you money. But here we are talking about value-based education, right? So now let's move to the next one, which is IQ. So what is the solution of managing stress? Because this will address the things of your EQ and IQ, right? So there are two solutions, conventional and Vedic alternative. Now, I will show you this slide. This slide is something which is a summary of all that we do today. I'll quickly explain. People do breathing exercises and they feel better about it because they wanted to have a conventional solution to stress. If you breathe, if you do Kapalbhati, if you do Anulom Vilom Pranayam, you will feel better. Of course, you feel better. It is there, no doubt about it. Self-suggestion. What is self-suggestion? You will see a lot of books which will tell you, think positive, think positive. Keep telling yourself, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to achieve it. And this helps you in a long run. Yes, people have experienced. They have a positive thinking and they do it. Third is your, massage. Massaging is like many times when we work for longer period of time, our adrenaline are sitting in one pocket of body, right? Small pocket. So we develop a lot of stiffness. So we start massaging our body and or somebody else, and that releases the adrenaline. Mental imagery, common thing in offices. Mental imagery means they will tell you, okay, when you have walked, see at least 20 meters away, your eyes will be better. Or in the offices, they will put the birds chirping somewhere, they will put the nature things somewhere, they will put artificial flowers somewhere, they will put some scenery somewhere so that you feel like nature, even in offices and even home sometime, right? So they will create an artificial environment that is called imagery. Music has a lot, believe it or not, it is the most uh, influencing thing. So I'll tell you experiment. There was a experiment done by a Japanese scientist, and what did he do? He took 3 beakers. Okay, beaker is, you can think about a holder which holds the water, a box kind of thing. And he has put a kind of node into all these three, giving a music. So the first he has done is he has put the music, classical song, and a lot of like raga, which is Kalyan, Asawari, Todi, all these classical ragas he has put into that. In the second one, he has done this blue music. So you know what is a blue music? Blue music is like sad song. Like people keep hearing, ke premika ko chhod ke bhag gaya, sanam bewafa ke gaane, or I'm very sad with life. All this kind of songs, lot of songs are there, right? You might be hearing, and there's very popular songs in Hollywood, Bollywood also. So he put the second one, and the third one he put the rock music, which is like low bass beat, very multiple types of big and small songs. Boom, boom, kuch to chalega to, and then he will do rock music, and he started playing that. After some time, he stopped that music, all three musics, and he took these balls and he put it into the freezer. See what kind of experiment people do in the world. Okay, he has took and he has put in the freezer, and after freezer, what will happen? All these three, they become crystal because ice will come out. And then when he took out those crystals, he studied one by one. The first one, which was having a classical song, it was a clear crystal like diamond. It is a real story. Second, which was like sad music, it was like a gloomy shaped, which is like blue shaped, which was like sad diamond type only. And the third one, which was the third diamond structure, the third crystal, it was a total chaos. You are not able to make out what was that, like total chaos in the sounds itself. Now think about it. These things makes such an impact onto the water. So the music that we are hearing, what kind of impact it will have on our thinking and pure consciousness that we have, and the children that they are hearing also, anybody. So rock music is the most dangerous things. If you know chakras a bit, the Mooladhara chakra, which is the lowest chakra in the body, it aggregates the heart for sex and violence usually, and that much negativity it can bring. So the idea is that music has an important thing. Then next is stretching exercise. We have talked about it. What is stretching exercise like yogasana and all. Enough sleep, we have talked about it. Interpersonal skills. This is something you will find a lot of books these days. By this, by that book, by this author, that author, and all, right? So there are 3 types of people. One is passive people, second is called aggressive people, and third is called assertive people. Passive people are like this. Whatever is happening in life, okay, it happens to me only, let me accept it and move on. Sab log maar ke, tum bhi maar do, chale jao upar. They are always passive, accepting whatever good or bad coming to that life. Aggressive people are there who don't care for anything. I will get this done by hook or crook. Aap happy raho ya gussa ho jao. I don't really care. I want this, I will get this. They are aggressive people. And third is called assertive people. Assertive people are exactly in the middle. And what is that you can take? Assertive people are like taking your legitimate right in a situation while being sensitive to the other's sensitive legitimate right. Means I will do whatever is right, but I will not disturb other also of doing it. Those are assertive people. And we should be aiming to be assertive, like not passive. And then second is listening. So if you see in communication, we have 4 ways of communication. One is called speaking, reading, writing, and listening. From childhood till today, we have been taught 3: how to speak in schools, how to read, and how to write. Every school teaches it. Worksheet by classmates, everybody. But nobody, does anybody tell what is listening? They never tell you what is listening and how to make listening improve. So they have never thought anywhere. So no one tell in education what is listening. So interpersonal skill, they will tell you listening. And third is your stress management, which we have, similar to self-suggestion to us, right? But all of these things, are these good or bad? Question to you. They are good. They work, right? But are they a permanent solution? Even if you have a good assertive thing or something bad happens and you get angry, what happens to the solution of this? This is like this. Let's say you go to a doctor and you say, I have a boil here, and he gives you a medicine. And after a few days, you get a boil somewhere else. Then he gives you a medicine. Then you got a boil. So this is not a permanent solution. Then you go to a Ayurvedic doctor, and he sees it clearly, and he says, I think your blood has some problem. The blood has to be purified. And he tells you have to take this big liquid or kaha. And you say, no, but you have to take that. And you take that, and blood purifies, and all these boils go away. So which one is the permanent solution? Of course, the Ayurvedic one, which is giving you a kaha, right? So all these things are good. These are ointment solution. These are stopgap solution. These are not permanent solution. This will come and go, come and go, come and go. But I'm not discouraging you to take them. But what I'm encouraging you to take that as, this is conventional wisdom, as we discussed. And like we said, that we will be having conventional solution, and then we have alter Vedic solution. So what is Vedic solution? The Vedic solution is ABC. What is A? Accept and love God. What is B? Body, mind, and soul mechanism. And what is C? Chanting and meditation. So this represents your SQ. So the way we look at this is, like if you take fish out of water, it will not enjoy. Let's say if you take fish out of water and give him a diamond, and give him a Mercedes car, will be happy, because fish needs only water. Similarly, our mind or our soul or our internal, whatever we feel we are, needs something else. It may not be happy in that case. So the fourth thing that comes is our SQ, which is chanting and prayer. And we can chant the mantras, which I will also introduce to you, and we can be developing our spiritual quotient also. So last time we discussed this slide, so I'm not talking about it, but we have 4 types of thought: positive, negative, necessary, and waste. And we should be concentrated on positive and waste, right? So let's move on. Now the question comes, what is mantra? Because I talked about mantra meditation. So mantra stands for mana plus tra, and mana plus tra means mind and delivered. So that delivers, uplift, purifies, and protect our mind. That is called mantra. And if we keep, this is one way of training. And if we do this, there are 4 benefits of mantra meditation. This, don't go with this photo like we have to do mantra like this. You can do mantra in your home easily, right? So the 4 benefits that are there in mantras are freedom from negative emotions. It will reduce worry. It will eliminate distractions. You will have more focus in life, and it will give you peace, satisfaction, and happiness. That is what we all wanted, right? So if you remember, we don't need to, go anywhere in the Himalayas and do mantra meditation. When Arjun was there, he was a grahastha, and he was a fighter before war. He got to understand Gita. He was fighter and grahastha even after the war. What changed? Only his consciousness changed. Earlier he was thinking for himself. Later he was doing it for God. That's the only consciousness change that happened. That's why mantra meditation is important, right? So that is what we can do. So I have gone a little fast in the last, but I will repeat in summary. A, B, C, D is something you have to remember. A is good association of people, right? Not only of people, good association of people, good association of books, good association of thoughts, right? Second is B, which is book reading right books. C is chanting, and D also we discussed, which is diet, our food, sattvic food we should be taking. So if you remember that, probably we will be in a much better shape for self-management, right? So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, we can discuss now.
Maybe while walking, it's of the when we do prayer, then only we say things that so many will become a kind of like
It happens. It happens. Yes. Whenever you do prayer now, what am I cooking today? what happened yesterday, what should I do now, what will happen tomorrow, should I plan for this, should I plan for that. So slowly, okay, so it's works like this. I think you are a mother, right? So when your child plays in a home, right, and he is playing and he is in safe passage, you allow. And the moment your child goes beyond it, what do? You pick him and bring it back to one place. Again, you pick him, bring it back to one place. After some time, what happens? Childs understand, if I go to these place, mother will pick me and put it here. And he get trained slowly by that way. Your mind is exactly like that. One day you observe only, do not restrict your mind, observe where it is going, and tell your mind, please come back, this is my time, please cooperate with me, and it will start cooperating. Again it will go, bring back, again it will go, bring back, again it will go, bring back, and slowly by practice it will regulate and it will know I do not need to go there. So the way I told you, even Arjuna was telling the same thing, chanchalam hi mana krishna pramadi valvadritam tasya ham nigrahamanne vayudisuduskaram. Right? So the same way everybody is there. But then God also tells, Krishna also tells in Bhagavad Gita that, see, you can do this by practice and detachment slowly. Detachment does not mean I leave everything and go to Himalaya. No, you have to live here only. Whatever work you are doing, do it. Whatever job you are doing, do it. Whatever food you are eating, take that. But change a bit of things. Take sattvic food. If you're sleeping late, wake up a little early, right? Remember, have gratitude feeling. So when this is happening with you, the solution I can give is, that's okay. Bring it back slowly, bring it back slowly, bring it back slowly, and you will see automatically improvement is happening. And that's why when we pray also, sometimes we pray to do Aarti. Even in Aarti, we are seeing God like this, but our mind is going somewhere else. So think about it, okay, 10 minutes if I carry peacefully prayer. And if you can do that slowly, you'll make it a habit. That's not a problem. Any other questions?
In the first slide, the third point is strengthening the soul, something you can.
Strengthening the, which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay, sharpening the saw is a waste of time. Okay, so when you actually do a lot of hard work, sometimes we see that we need to continuously make skill improvement also. Okay, I'll tell you my personal experience. How do you remember things? There are three ways that I also feel. One is learning. Second is learning and sharing. Third is called learning, sharing, and applying. Okay. Now, first is, I want to do this. I want to learn this because it's very good. I learned it, but you will forget very easily because you did not tell anybody, you did not apply anybody. Second is when you learn something, I learned something and I was able to share with somebody. So I'm able to remember, right? Because there was no opportunity to apply that knowledge. So you just learned it and told it. Let's say you're learning a technology. You learned a technology, there was no opportunity to apply in your project. You told it to someone or told it to 10 people or trained 10 people. At least you will remember some part. Third is learning, learning, sharing, and then applying also. The moment you apply, you will remember it more and more and more, right? Now think about the first part, learning only. Will it help you? You can think of it as sharpening a saw. You are sharpening, but not using that. What is the use of sharpening? It may be a waste of time. So think about it. What exactly is needed? Is it going to help me in life? Is it going to really help me somewhere else? No, in a long run, in a short run, that way, if you think that, then that's how you can understand. Yeah. So I always tell my team also, always remember, if you're learning something, if you're not able to apply it, at least share. Because if you share, somebody else can learn it and somebody else can apply it, right? That way, at least we can think of that. So if we do not have any question, we can, okay, yeah. So, yeah. So I would like to thank Neeraj Prabhuji and Varun Prabhuji for being my guide and mentors to help me to prepare these things and share with you. And I hope we learned something new today. So will you to share something for next sessions or next plan?
Now, next session will be after the month, and what we are planning to do is start a series of basics of the I mentioned, I think, people came earlier asking, knowing about it, they will notify more about it, and if you have any questions, in general, what is that, I can explain. So it will not be like going shloka by shloka of Bhagavad Gita, but rather talking about, Bhagavad Gita and spirituality in general in a more scientific way. Because we have heard about like Darwin telling us that we are coming from monkey, or we have heard that so many other things, right? I mean, this universe is created because of the bang. So if all that is true, then there is a place for God. A God does what really exists. Okay. We also talk about like if we hear about like this Swarga and Vaikuntha and things like that, do they really exist? Can we prove them scientifically? Okay. Who created this world? And why do we need scriptures? What is the relevance of scriptures? And is there something really, I mean, because we have heard type of Vedas are like, really awesome things, but we have no idea about them. Are they really relevant to our life? Okay, and if they are, then how can we apply? And about different forms of yoga, that we have heard this term yoga a lot, right? What are the different forms of yoga? And is there any practical meditation, any practical yoga that can be done in this stage? So these are the kind of things we'll talk about. Okay, and gradually enter into a realm of spirituality. So that is what we'll start after the Janmashtami, and we'll like inform to the group itself, right? Yeah, is there any questions? Or like anything you can ask.
Any key takeaways which anybody wants to share from today's session? Any one thing that you will at least understand or apply self-management? I'm not making it mandatory. Everybody that one, but at least somebody can at least one. Okay, let me ask you this. How many types of people are there? It's not a quiz. 3. Which one? Active? Yes, clear? And we have to be? I'm not asking that, but we have a quiz. You are asking something here.
So you take away, I try to wake up early and welcome, sir.
Oh, nice. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, because you believe it or not, Abha and Prabha works. Abha and Prabha works. And you always get the Prabha. Everybody gets the Prabha because you work and result comes. Right? But what about Abha? Abha comes, Abha is a peace. And you'll feel that whenever it happens. At least you will feel, at least whenever you're taking it one day, you will feel that. Yeah, nice, very nice. Anybody else want to share any key takeaways from today's session? Any one thing? Reading of Bhagavad Gita? Okay, nice. Yeah, reading of scriptures helps to strengthen the intelligence, sharpen the intelligence which we have, and it is always because you need to tell the driver where to go, and Google tell it intelligently. So I think we are good with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, please.
That's okay. Somebody's doing it, so weeks, 2 weeks. And yeah, in fact, we need the label. Yeah, okay, so you get again, and okay, so it's going to be like around 5:30. You will start the function. In the case, side of the future. Even, and we go till the whatever the I didn't want to get it. Then we get access to the second.